Hey guys, it's Friday, and you know what that means. Another IO review. This episode of IO Review is brought to you by The Mummy. Do yourself a favor, don't fucking see this movie. There's a lot wrong with this movie, and I'm gonna break down as much of it as I can possibly fucking remember, and what I haven't already regressed into the dark recesses of my mind. So, if you're wondering what my quickie review is, there it is. It's a shit movie. Don't hurt yourself this way. But if you still want to know the nitty gritty details, well, strap in. I'm about to tell you how to ruin a fucking monster movie. First off, let's talk about the actual monster, the Mummy. Sophia Botelli. I'm not saying your name right, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry, even though I'm so Hispanic, I'm American, that I can't pronounce your name right. But Aminette, that's not even right. The Mummy. We're talking about the Mummy now, guys. I get what they're trying to go for, trying to reinvent the Mummy from this grotesque, unhuman, very just this frightening force of ancient evil. You want to know what made the original Mummy work? It was a frightening force of unhuman quality, which scared the shit out of you because there was nothing human about it, and it was evil. So there's your first point. Let's not humanize our monsters to the point where you're not scared of them and they seem more like an after-school villain than they do an actual bloody monster. We'll start there. Her character, and the way she kills and attacks people, is that she locks lips with you. And she kisses you, eats your soul or some shit, and you become a living mummy. You know what? That sounds kind of cool. Except the problem is they over-sexualize their mummy character to the fact I'm like, you know what? I kiss from a really hot chick, and I don't have to watch the rest of this movie. Fuck it, sign me up. I was on board with being killed by the sexy hot mummy, which is a sentence I didn't think I'd ever say. But thanks, mummy, you made me say it. Second, I love Jake Johnson. I love him as a performer, I love him as that comic relief character. They use him so much in this movie that any tension is completely destroyed by his zombified comedic chops just showing up in the most inappropriate and random places, even when it's pretty clear that he's just part of the manipulation and should not be trusted because he's a dead guy talking to you and he just tried to slit your throat in the beginning of the movie. And yet, for some reason, fucking Tom Cruise's character just like, oh yeah, I guess like there's nothing wrong with you. You can't be an evil dude, right? Because you're my buddy. You're not dead, even though his face is completely zombified. Like, come on. We can also talk about how 90% of this movie isn't actually any action. Half of this movie is just fucking Tom Cruise having vivid visions and flashbacks and shit we don't care about because he's just losing his ever-loving mind. Which, you can say, oh no, they're having an interesting conversation about what it means to be a monster. No, they're having Tom Cruise look at you like he just got punched in the face and he doesn't know how to look after that. It's a disturbing quality that I don't want in my action movies. The other problem I have is because of how often they use Jake Johnson, I have no idea if they were going for a comedic horror or an action horror movie. I have no idea what I'm supposed to actually be watching. And that's not okay. You can't start an entire universe, the Dark Universe, I believe it's called, Universe's Dark Wild Universe, whatever the fuck they're calling it, off a movie like this. Like, there's no direction when it comes to this movie. Like, there are moments where I have genuinely no idea what is happening? And I'm not saying that to make some kind of comedic punchline of how the plot's a mess. There were moments where I'm like, wait, how did we get here? We were running from there to there and now we're here? Okay, I guess, like, cool? I don't even know. And there's so much of this movie that the first 40 minutes of this movie, there's nothing really happening. Yeah, there's a plane crash, but if you saw the trailers, you already got that gist of it. And it's like, okay, cool. It's like, what is this movie? Like, they completely trash the Mummy by making her this over-sexualized person versus this horrifying creature. Tom Cruise just looks like he's staring blankly into space because he's having a vision. And like, no one in this movie comes out unscathed. Like, let's talk about Russell Crowe. Russell Crowe in this movie plays Henry Jekyll. It's one of the first things he says as he shows up on camera. So it's not that big of a spoiler. And you can see that they're putting in the seeds to kind of make this whole universe come out of this. Where you see the fact that they have Dr. Jekyll, you see the Swamp Thing's hand, you see a vampire skull, like you see these little things, and those are, like, that was maybe the only redeeming quality in this movie. That you can see the thing from the Black Lagoon, you can see the vampire teeth that they're gonna be pushing soon, like you can see those kind of things. And if you're all an old school movie buff, it's like, oh hey, like I know what that is, I know what they're kind of going for there. But if you're not, they're just random specimen things that, like, aren't important to anyone. Dr. Jekyll is kind of just there, and he's like, yeah, I'm a good guy. And Hyde's like, I'm a super bad guy. He's like, oh. It's almost like you just took a synopsis of what these two characters are, and he's like, yeah, that's what it is. Versus, like, talking about the actual duality of both of these characters and what each of them mean. And it's just such a disappointing movie. When all of the ideas were there, like all of the formula was there. Let's get this AAA action star who likes to have fun in these movies. Let's have this, this universe theme that Universal itself has been trying to push since it opened up this damn park. Let's do all these really cool things and just for it to fall apart so fast is so saddening to me. Like, there's so much of this movie that I don't even clearly remember it, and I just saw it a couple of hours ago. That's not exactly a glowing review. Like, God. And the thing that sucks is that there's a very good chance that we're still gonna get more of these movies. There's a very good chance that we're still gonna get this entire universe fleshed out, and I'm just like, can we not? Is there any possible chance that we just fucking nope on this and we call it a good day? Because that's what I'm pushing towards right now. Like, ugh. But I want this to succeed. I do. And that's the thing that sucks, and that's the thing that makes it hurt that much more, is because it should have succeeded. It made sense that it would succeed. An action movie with Tom Cruise. Well, sorry for the hiccups, by the way. When some of his later action movies have been pretty smart and pretty like well thought out and even well done when it comes to the last Mission Impossible. I forgot what the fuck it was called. Like you have those, like, that groundwork of this could be really good, and just the fact that it was completely shitted on almost every single opportunity is just like, why did you guys even make this? Part of the big pitch they were talking about was we love these monster movies and we want to identify with these monster movies because in a way we do. Like, they created many of our obsession with filmmaking, and I get that, but this is old saying that if you love something, you don't try to change it, let alone try to make it sexier because you don't like how it looks. And that's exactly what this movie does. Well, I agree. A facelift would have been nice. Take some of the core things, modernize them, and even make the Mummy look a little scarier. that those all would have been really cool ideas and would have been a great way to start off this new universe that we have. But that's not what we get. Instead, we get this almost pouty, childlike, annoying pest of an antagonist. This lifeless, staring blankly protagonist, and just such a mess of a movie. Like, the only things I clearly remember in this movie are the stuff that I've seen on the trailers 20 times. Like, it's just disappointing on almost every turn, and this movie deserved more and better than what we got. And I just don't know where it went wrong. Like, I really don't. I think you can make the argument of, well, when they made the mummy a chick and tried to sexualize her, that was a big misstep. But even then, like, that could have been really refreshing, you know. What Hollywood is trying to really give a lot of male-dominated roles to women, which is awesome, you know. Make equality a thing, but make it equality for actual equality, and not just to be like, yeah, you know, mummy character, you can fuck it now. It's like, don't, like, no, why is this what you're doing to something that you love? Like, stop bastardizing, like, classic cinema. Like, what are you doing? I hated this movie because I wanted it to be good. I was aware that the chances of it just being a turn off your brain and enjoy the ride movie was very high, and I was even prepared for something like that. But when you have a movie who can't even get the fucking gods right in its lore, what are you doing? Anubis is the Egyptian god of death. Set is the god of chaos, destruction, sandstorms, and foreigners. Like, that is I get why you didn't want to put Set, god of foreigners, in your movie. Like, that doesn't sound good. I also see why you didn't use his other name, Seth, because Seth isn't really a name that inspires fear. The Seth god is coming to fuck you up. Like, that's not exactly a scary thing. But to completely jack up the bloody names of the gods in your movie, like, what are you doing? There was this moment where it's kind of shown off in the trailers, but not really. Well, Tom Cruise's character and Hyde fight, and it's a pretty cool conversation. It's really more of a conversation with fists than a fight, but it's still a decent fight when it comes to, in regards to this movie. Like, it's one of the better fights in the movie, which isn't saying much, but I'm gonna give it the credit it's due. And he's talking about how he is a creature, how Hyde is a creature of chaos and destruction, and how him and Set should team up because he's the god of death and all that. And that, I get it, that's cool, but it's so wrong. Anyone who knows anything about the Egyptian gods is just laughing at you. Like, how can you get Anubis, like, easily one of the most known Egyptian gods, wrong? Like, oh my god. What was this movie? Seriously, someone tell me, what was this movie? Because I don't know. Ugh. And that's not even counting what's easily the most disheartening part of this entire movie. And I'm giving you guys your spoiler alert now because it is about the finale, the final moments of the movie. And I want you guys, if you guys are going to see it despite this review, first off, don't say I didn't warn you. And second off, leave now so I don't spoil your summer blockbuster. But I'm going to start talking about spoilers, so if you haven't left now, you've had your chance. The ending of the movie comes, and Tom Cruise sacrifices himself to have control over life and death in the movie, so he can bring back who essentially has become his lover in Jenny Halsey. I have a couple of problems with this. First, let's talk about Jenny Halsey and Nick's actual relationship, because there isn't any. And that's really important for you guys to understand, that there really isn't any. I don't care what words are being said and all that shit. He fucked her to get her map and then to get the fucking treasure. That's all the relationship was. And he starts saying a bunch of shit because he doesn't want to get caught in a lie. That is their relationship, and there's nothing more to that relationship than with that. And the fact that they tried to pour on this romantic tension between them all throughout the movie is so draining. And he's like, I don't care. Grab a couple of angry orchids and just talk about how fucked up this curse is and fuck each other and get over it. Because you're not a relationship. You're not going to be a relationship. Stop trying to be a relationship. But she gets killed by the mummy. And Tom Cruise is like, no, I can't let this happen because I love you. But I don't love you because I just want to fuck you because you're hot. And he stabs himself, takes on this curse, and becomes Set. He lets Set take over his body. Which I am using Set because that's the rules of the movie, as we've been told. So he takes over Set, and there's this part of the movie where there's certain flashbacks of this in the movie in this moment where Set and Nick are trying to fight over the control of the body. And it kind of flashes back to pretty much these two instances where Jenny says, there's one instance where Jenny says, you know, I believe that you're a good person because you gave me the last parachute without hesitation, without even thinking about it. So I believe you are a good person. And then it flashes to another moment where Jekyll is saying how he could be the key to saving all of humanity if he just believes in himself. And then he takes back control from Set, and he brings back Jenny from death, and he also brings back Chris Val, which is Jake Johnson's character, so he's no longer a zombie, a vision zombie in the movie. And it's like, what was the point? You killed off two very important characters. Good on you. You had the balls to do it. But then you bring them back? That is Marvel levels of stupidity. What are you doing? Like, oh God. And not only that, but you're telling me that this big bad, this big horrible creature, this god of death that we've been told that we should be scared of, can be taken over by a human who was told twice in his life that he's a good person? Like, what the hell, guys? Oh, like, there's so much in this movie. I want to just say, what is wrong with you? Why did you think this was going to be a good decision? At what part in your writers' meetup did someone not say, you know, maybe this isn't the direction we should be going with this? Where was that guy? I want to talk to that guy. Oh wait, that guy doesn't bloody exist. And it's just, oh God, like why? Why were these the decisions you made to start off an entire universe? Like, oh. And there's a part of me that's like, you know what? This movie was complete trash, and it's not even worth going to see the other movies. But the problem is that I still want this movie series to work, and I still want these to go well. So as much as I hated this movie for just how stupid and how ignorant it really was, I'm probably gonna end up going to the other movies just to try to see and try to keep believing that one of these movies work out in the way that they want. But this movie was a complete disaster. Like, it was such a complete disaster. I wanted to make this review really good, so I brought up IMDb so I could tell you the actual names of the people. Like, ugh. But I don't have anything else to add. I don't have anything else to say about this disaster of a film. And I want everyone who was a part of this film to be ashamed, because no one said anything. And this is the movie we got. But as always, if you think I am blowing smoke up your ass, if you think that I am wrong and being way too judgmental on this movie, let me know in the comment section down below. I want to genuinely try to find any positives in this movie because of how much I really hated this movie. But I don't have anything else to add. My name's been Insane Raven, and that's gonna be it for this episode. I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you guys for watching. Bye bye.